In recent days, we have seen the U.S. breaking single-day records for coronavirus cases, but there has also been promising news in the race for a vaccine. And to sort through all of the latest developments, there are many. We are joined once again by our medical expert. Good to see you, Dr. Arnold Baskies. He is joining us live. He is past chairman of the National Board of Directors of the American Cancer Society and the chair of the Global Cancer Control Advisory Council. Welcome once again.
Good morning, Lucy.
Good morning. Well, a team at Oxford is reportedly showing promising results from the vaccine that they're developing. They're also expected to release new data tomorrow. I know you had been texting back and forth saying that really this area of the world is leading the charge on vaccine development. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, it would be foolish to ignore the gravity of the COVID pandemic. It would even be more foolish to become discouraged and panic. I believe we will have more than one vaccine in the next 5 months. There are 5 vaccines that are leading the pack. First is Moderna's, which we've talked about for the last couple of months, actually. Right. They will enter a phase 3 study 6 days from now. They'll be in phase 3. Next is the Pfizer-BioNTech mRNA vaccine, similar mechanism to the Moderna vaccine. And all of the subjects in that vaccine study have produced antibodies. Third is Novavax, which got $1.6 billion from the government. J&J is going to have a vaccine ready for emergency use by January, and it's received $456 million from the U.S. Fourth is the Oxford, England, Jenner Labs AstraZeneca vaccine. That's the crown jewel of the English studies. Different mechanism. Their vaccine is made from a weakened cold virus. They will release the results of their phase 1 study tomorrow morning. It will be a huge story. I will predict that it will be a big news because we already know that not only did they get antibody production with their vaccine, but the study volunteers also developed what we call killer T cells. Right. Those are immune cells that kill the virus directly. So we are in great shape, and they are already in phase 3 development. They're ahead of us. They have been studying patients in Brazil, South Africa, the UK, and soon in the United States. And AstraZeneca has agreed to sell the vaccine on a not-for-profit basis during the crisis. And they have guaranteed that they will produce over 2 billion doses. So the news is good from a vaccine point of view. And in addition to that, the government, our government, has made arrangements already to get stoppers for the bottles, the glasses being produced. So there is a worldwide effort right now going on to get control via a vaccine mechanism.
So watching the race, Doc, has been fascinating, but also people kind of get lost in hearing phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. In the end, everyone wants a safe vaccine. How many more phases of research do we need to complete at this point? Is it the one that's, going for the immunotherapy, the T-cell killer? How do you know that you're going to get the one that is most effective and is safest?
I think it's going to be a very interesting situation because unlike other situations that we've been in, like with polio, where there was only one vaccine, people will have the option of getting different ones. So there will be almost a menu, if you will, of vaccines that will be available. And so it'll be an interesting situation. We've not confronted this previously. The government is making a huge effort to get vaccines going, and it's invested billions of dollars so far. I feel very strongly that we will have at least one vaccine, and people will be able to choose those before the end of this year, within 5 months. So it's going to be a very interesting time for sure.
All right, so gyms reopening in the city of Philly tomorrow. It seems like a big deal, almost risky, given the numbers and what they're doing. What do people need to be mindful of before they go work out?
Well, it is possible to work out in a gym and to do it rationally. Is there some risk? Of course there is. Can you lower the risk? For sure. So here are some little pointers. Wear a mask, preferably a stitched double-layered cotton mask. And here is a pearl. Rub the outer layer of the mask with a latex glove. This has been shown to produce a static electrical charge, and there are some researchers at Stanford who believe that doing this can better prevent viral particles from passing from the mouth to the outside of the mask. Do not wear an N95 mask. It's so restrictive that while you exercise, it will feel like you're trying to climb a mountain. Social distance from the next person, 6 feet is a minimum. If you can get further away, that's even better. Wash your hands or preferably wear gloves. Avoid aerobic exercises if you're wearing a mask. It's going to be very hard to get on a treadmill and to do that activity while you're wearing a mask. Stay away from any overhead vents if possible. That's been shown to be kind of dangerous in a way, especially if it's blowing in the wrong direction. And make sure that your gym is abiding by recommendations for cleaning. If you do that, and those things can really mitigate or lower the risk for developing a COVID infection.
The latex glove trick sounds pretty cool. All right, and under Philadelphia's modified green phase, events of 50 people or more have been banned, so that means no fans at the Phillies game tonight, nothing at the Eagles games. But the city says that this is a very fluid situation and that they're going to be reviewing this constantly. So what would have to happen, in your opinion, Doc, for fans to be allowed at these games, and how could they attend safely?
So the big question is, how can you have fall without an Eagles game?
Yeah, exactly.
It should not come as a surprise that large group events where people are closely spaced have come under intense scrutiny. The big issue is avoiding close contact even in an outdoor venue. So again, avoid close contact in lines. Number 2, wear masks. Number 3, touch as few things as possible if the games are going to exist. Number 4, tailgating before the game presents some challenges that may be doable. In other words, if you're going to tailgate, do it wisely. And then there are the bathrooms. That situation is something that's going to, I think, be the biggest challenge for crowds at a football game for obvious reasons.
No doubt. All right, Doc, thanks so much for joining us once again. We'll see you very soon.
Thanks, Lucy.